What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the stream. I hope you guys all had a great session last night if you were trading. Good to see you guys all back again. I appreciate you guys tuning in. So let me give you guys a bit of a recap. It's 7:45. Just got a 15-minute candle closure. We see a bit of a pullback happening here. So I'll dive more into that in 1 second here, right? So initial entries up here. Makes a nice move coming down into some profit. And has kind of ranged. I hopped in another entry over here yesterday with you guys live, and since then it did pull on back a bit, come back down, and has continued to range since then. All right, now the setup's still looking clean, but we could possibly see a pullback, right? That's something that I want to be prepared for with the way things are looking here, right? Now that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It could just be a pullback before making this move. It may not even pull back, right? But we definitely could see something like that. And if that were the case, what I might do is cut this third position early, like cut that loss. It's pretty insignificant right now, so I'd rather cut it at that size than go up into some drawdown with it. Still hold these two trades risk-free, and I would look for another new entry on this pullback if that's what I think we're going to see. All right, so for now, I'm holding these trades the way I've been holding them since yesterday. That's the update. Yesterday I went live last night, just broke down some charts with you guys, had a good chill session. That's what's gonna kind of be taking place during those Asia session streams. And I told you guys I'd be holding these trades for the night and updating you guys in the morning. So here we are, right? Continue to range, not much updates, really, just kind of letting it run and do its thing. And that's pretty much continuing for now. I'd love to see this hold up at some resistance here and start to come back down further. We definitely could see that here. The setup's clean. But I also am prepared for a possible pullback up higher, all right? Right now, it's looking clean. A few minutes ago, it was looking like it could pull up further. So really, we just got to wait and see what happens. Not try and predict it too much here. But that's pretty much what I want to see here would be some resistance holding up and then to see it carry on down from here. And if we can see that, I think we have a nice big move ahead of us, all right? So let me mark that up and then I'll go check out a few other pairs. Chat, let me know if you guys have any pairs you want me to pull up. Happy to check it out. Just updated the Telegram. All right, so chat, that's the plan here. It's pulling on up. I think I want to, it's tough, right? Trying to decide. It looks like it might pull up. Did, and then it kind of looked like it might hold up, and now it's kind of looking like it might pull up again. So trying to make the right call here. At the end of the day, I mean, I've entered this trade with a stop loss that I like, and if it were to come up, like if I were to hold this, play it out, and you know, it were to go worst case scenario and just take a loss, then that's something I'm okay with, right? I wouldn't enter a trade that I'm not comfortable with that. But with that being said, I do want to try and cut my losses early if I think that's worthwhile, right? And here it's tricky because a pullback could not happen, but you know, it wouldn't be unexpected or surprising to see. So in that case, it's kind of just, you know, is that pullback gonna cause some trouble? It's gonna pull back kind of deep. Would I rather get out of this as opposed to holding on to it throughout that? Or is it worth just holding and letting it run? So that's what I'm going to be deciding. And yeah, we also do have news. So you know what? I'm going to cut it, chat. Why not? Very small. Lost just a bit of drawdown there. If it holds up here, fantastic. I'll look for another entry, possibly. I won't force it, but we got two nice risk-free positions here. And I like how we have a bit of room on these before we're even at those break-even stop losses. This one, if it pulls up, we are going into some drawdown with news coming out. We'll see. But it would just be a safer bet not to be holding that trade with the way it's played out, right? Great entry idea. Setup still great. Still going to be holding these trades and waiting for this to play out overall. But now it doesn't really make as much of a difference to me whether it pulls back before making that move or not. Maybe it just makes the move. So either way, we'll see what happens. And I am going to be looking for another entry here, chat. Not here specifically, but I mean, it could be here. We'll have to wait. But I definitely do want to find another opportunity if I can, all right? Of course, it pulls back a little bit here. Let's see, chat. I'd love to see this hold up. Moving this over. Let me mark this up for you guys, and then we'll carry on. Throw down some pairs if you have any you want me to pull up. Okay, so here's the update, chat. We will be looking for that additional opportunity if it provides me with one on a pullback here. That would be nice. Could lead to a better entry than this third one here. So would rather cut that and look for another one in that case than hold that up in a drawdown and then it has to come all the way back down to even, reach that break even. I'd rather cut the small loss. If it pulls back, throw another one down, and then by the time it were to come back down to this point, if all things go well, we'd be up pretty decent at that point too. So that's the idea here. Okay, So we cut that position there. We're seeing how things are going to react. We got closure on the hour coming in just under 5 minutes now, chat. So let's wait on that. We'll obviously see how that gives us a closure, where that's going to end up, how it's looking, and then we'll go from there, all right? I want to take a look at the odd other thing. I want to take a look at gold. So yesterday, what I marked up last night during my analysis stream, by the way, chat, live 7:30 a.m. and p.m. locked in the stream schedule. So keep that in mind. 7:30 a.m. and p.m. Eastern, I will be live here. Some trading, some analysis. We'll see. It depends on the session and the opportunities. But starting off the year right here, super pumped to be getting back on stream a bunch with you guys. So what I wanted to see yesterday is exactly what I have marked up here. And we somewhat have that to a certain extent. All right. What I wanted to see was a pullback coming down, nice rejection off some support, where I could then look for a buy coming up if I wanted to trade that. So we do see it pull back, finding some support, starting to come up a little bit here. And yeah, I mean, it's looking clean. It hasn't come down all the way down to this support, but it doesn't have to. It still could. So it's worth being careful. I said yesterday that, you know, it may not come all the way down here. It could just be a bit of a higher level of support tested. But if that's the case, not that this wouldn't be a good entry opportunity, I would still be cautious for that deeper pullback, all right? Not something I'd want to get caught in some drawdown on, so I would be probably cautious with that. But yeah, I mean, it's trending up. Nice opportunity for some buys when the time, you know, allows for it. So probably still waiting on that pullback to see if it will end up coming down a bit more. But, you know, like I said, it may not. I'm just not eagerly waiting on gold to hop in here. So yeah, it's not like my favorite setup. That's kind of just what I'm expecting to see. All right, it's coming right back down here. So let's see. If it does hold up here, I could look for another entry in this area, but that's not something I'm just going to impulsively rush back into. That's not wise trading. So let's wait on it. Let's be patient. Let's see if I have more confirmation of this rejection and this level holding up, right? Doesn't change the fact that, like, I'm happy I closed out there, because whether this holds up here and plays out or not, you know, a lot of the times I could be in the same situation. It will pull back, right? Whether it does here or not, right? It's not going to do the same thing every time. Sometimes it might make the move, sometimes it might pull back, but I would rather play it safe, right? That's the habit that will burn me less, right? With the different ways it can play out, right? If I decide to hold this every time it plays out, sure, it goes well sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't. And, you know, that's generally okay too, you know, assuming that it's going well more than it doesn't, or when it goes well bigger than when it doesn't. But we'll see. With this one too, having some risk-free trades, I'd like to try and capitalize off that. I feel like I can't as much when I'm risking some drawdown like this. It doesn't mean I wouldn't hold another trade or enter another one, or, you know, potentially go into some drawdown again. But, you know, like I said, I did kind of think we could see that pullback, and we still could. So I'd rather look for the better opportunity there, and let it pull back kind of on these risk-free trades, as opposed to also creating some drawdown on another position. That's awesome. Love to hear it. GBP/USD, I was also keeping an eye on this one. I don't remember exactly what it was looking like, so let's take a quick look. Okay. I like to look a little bit back just to kind of refresh my memory on what I had been looking at and how things have played out. So it was trending up, was looking for a possible breakout move in this area. It didn't play out that way, carried on up. Moved a bit sideways here. It's come down, it's come up, but nothing there that I'd really be interested in trading. Over here, I would say we got a pretty strong level of support / resistance. Right now, I guess support. We did see the week start off, price was below this level, and then it did kind of break up above. Keep in mind, it is a range, so it kind of is just like at this level. right? It looks like it's above because of where I have it marked up, but I try and take that with a grain of salt because it is more of a zone. It's not perfect, right? But if we do see it break back down below, that would probably lead to me keeping my eyes more on the sells. Maybe I could have a selling opportunity here. Would also have one after a break and retest below this level. That's what this is. What I said over here, when I was looking for the possible break and retest over here, was that given that this initial break and retest was kind of right by this level of support, probably would want to wait for that breakout before looking for the entry, as opposed to maybe finding an entry after it pulls back. But now that it's kind of played out more and we see we're dealing with this level up here, which is a little bit higher, if this level is broken, I could see a move coming on down. Now, that would be more worth trading than something over here for me, because even if it's not going to break this level, it is still a big enough move to where I could secure a profit if I want, or at the very least go risk-free. So that is probably what I'd be looking at here. Maybe sells below. I'd start off looking for something like this. So I'd want a bit more of a breakout, you know, just because it's a zone. I would like to see a clear breakout, then a pullback towards some resistance. Doesn't have to be this one, but I want to see that it's testing some resistance and then rejecting. Maybe a sell opportunity can come from that. I could see just by my account profit going up that USD CAD is moving good. Let's take a look at it once again. So we just got the hour closure actually just 2 minutes ago. So that's the previous closure. I don't love how that closed, but you know, it doesn't look bad either. I mean, it's playing out great. The overall setup looks good. But when I say that, I more so mean this doesn't close telling me, okay, it looks like it's for sure ready to come down. Definitely could, but it also tells me we could still see that pullback. So not going to be jumping into another trade just yet here, right? I had another entry, or I had my original third entry was right up in this area. So I could find another one here, but I want to be a bit more confident that it's going to hold up here as opposed to pulling back first, right? It's not necessarily a matter of whether it's going to make the move. It's about whether it's going to be ready to make the move now or not, right? If I don't think it'll be ready now, then I'll wait for a better entry for the third one. If I do think it's going to be ready now, then I would be more inclined to enter a third position here, but I would like some better confirmation of that. Chat, if you guys have any other pairs, let me know. I'm happy to pull them up and break them down. Let's see. I'm not looking at too much at the moment, but I have taken a look at a few things that I do like. I'll pull up Bitcoin just because I have been monitoring it, and I want to see how that's developing. So pulling on up a little bit right now. Still kind of in that setup where I do think we could still see it possibly come down. So let's see, we got some resistance up here. I want to see if that's tested or how that's reacted to. If broken, maybe we see a move pushing up further. Otherwise, I'd probably be waiting to see if it maybe comes down further. Okay, USD CAD's making a move. Let's see if it's... actually, I'm on the daily. I want to take a look at this on the daily. So I like the previous daily candle. Oh, wait, am I on the right pair? I am on the right pair. Tripping. So I'm just used to seeing my entry arrows. I guess it doesn't translate over to the daily here. But we see this move coming up towards that resistance. Up here is where I catch these entries. 2 entries up here, 1 down here. And yeah, current daily, we get that pullback. So far, creating a nice top wick. Would love to see this flip and just make a nice strong move down today. That's what I want to see. It doesn't have to play out that clean to be a good move. It could take longer than that, but would be fantastic to see that start today, and definitely could as well. So I'll probably be flipping through the different time frames. I'll keep an eye, and I'd love to see if I can catch something soonish. Remember, chat, patience is key. 1 second, it could look like it's about to make a huge drop. Next thing you know, it's retracing, might give us that pullback, right? So, like I said, I'm sticking to my conviction, sticking to my plan. We closed out. I'm going to be confident in that decision. And so far, I mean, it's given me a reason to be confident in that decision. It looks like it could pull back. And we stay patient, waiting for exactly what we want, which will be, you know, a pullback. I don't have an exact level because, I mean, I have levels where I could say it would look clean to pull back towards, but I can't say exactly where it may end up pulling back towards. You know, it may just create a wick and test up in this area again, like it has over here and over here as well. Maybe we do get a deeper pullback closer to my lower entry with my break-even stop loss. So we will see. But yeah. Okay, hour's starting to flip up a little bit. So starting off with a bit of a bottom wick, and it's pulling back up. Chat, let me know if you guys are trading any other pairs, if you have any other setups you want me to keep an eye on. I'm kind of just been looking at what I've been looking at, but I'm open to taking a look at a bit more. NZD CAD here, haven't traded this in a little bit, came down here, just kind of getting a gauge of what's going on. So, I mean, I had this level marked up, it's broken above, it came back below, a little bit choppy here with slight closures above and then re-breaking below. And over here, we do have a bit of a higher breakout and a bit of a pullback. So, I mean, if we can see support hold up here, we could see something like this. Now, I don't know if I'd be looking to hop in this, probably not, but it's not bad. It has potential, I should say, but yeah, I'm just not rushing in here, but I like it. Had some nice NZD CAD opportunities towards the end of last year. Right, we caught some big ones. These are the same setups, by the way, chat, that I'm trading all the time, right? Same setups, different pairs. And yeah, this one was a buy breakout opportunity. It ranged forever, ended up securing a bit of profit. And then since then, I haven't really hopped in much, over here at least. Yeah, mark this up, see if there was an opportunity for me. Didn't end up catching anything. Over here, same kind of thing. Could maybe look for something coming down below this level. Makes a bit of a move, but nothing that I really wanted to trade. And I mean, still, we're not dealing with anything that I'm loving, but not looking bad. Let me see USD CAD again. I want to keep flip-flopping back and forth because it's going up and down. Like 1 second it's pulling back, 1 second it's coming back down. Like once again, chat, the hour's kind of filling up again. It's dropping a bit more. So we got to wait for some more concrete confirmation, like some closure. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm super excited to be back live. New year, tons of new opportunity. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe it's ready to finally start to make this move coming down further, chat. Got to get some closure, though. Does look good kind of both ways, right? Sell setup, obviously, is what's looking good, primarily to me. But in terms of a possible pullback, that doesn't look out of the question here either. So, happy to have closed out here. Almost break even, you know, pretty small move. I think there's a little bit of drawdown on that closure out. And then these two are risk-free. If we can see this start to break out, too, I mean, I can look for an entry on a breakout or a pullback. I just want a bit more confirmation of this move coming down, or after this pullback, I could have more confirmation that it's, you know, not going to carry on up further, and that, you know, I could maybe get a better entry out of it. What was I going to say? I had something else I was going to say, but I kind of started rambling and I forgot. Anyways, Chad, we got a 5-minute closure, 15 coming in just a few minutes here. Chad, I'll be right back. I'm just staying patient for a minute here anyways, and yeah, I'll be back in a minute, and we'll see if we can catch another, all right? All right, chat, I am back. Looks like we got a solid move after this news came out. What do you guys think, chat? Who's in a trade right now? So, obviously we see this nice move. 30-minute just opened. No top wick. Let's see. I don't know if this candle is going to hold up. It could retrace back on up. Yeah. Was happy to hold these two current trades, obviously, throughout that. But I did not really want to hold this trade that was kind of hovering around break even, but a drawdown, and I stand by that. So, yeah, playing out great. Profits looking pretty solid. I mean, we're up about 46 on the account right now for the challenge, which is pretty good. But we got a lot of ways to go with this setup. It's looking really good. So let's see if we can get some nice closure continuing down like this. I'd love to kind of lock that in. All right. Starting to finally break out of this little range here. So let's see if that can hold up. Okay, so it's pulling back up right now. We are about to get a 5-minute closure. Not the best, not the worst. I mean, I would love a bigger move here. Still can carry on down, and I think we could see that at this point. Just a bit of patience required. And then we'll get a 4-hour closure in, the next 30. So this is what we're looking at right now. We'll see. It came down pretty solid. Would love to see it fill that wick before closure, but we've got to wait and see. Just keeping an eye on it, chat. I'll take a look at a few other pairs if you have anyone to take a look at, but I do want to somewhat keep my eyes on this, all right? 5-minute closed, pulled back a bit from where it had reached, but not a bad closure by any means. Starting off with a bit of a top wick here, so let's see if it'll flip and fill that wick. See how gold's looking. Gold's starting to push on up, chat. So it's starting to make this move that I've been looking for. Didn't want to come down and test the support further. Just making this move right now. For now, I just kind of, I mean, it could pull back again, but it's making the setup that I would be really looking for. So nothing for me to really do here on gold. I just, you know, it's nice to see that it's playing out somewhat as expected. I mean, pullback, was being cautious of the deeper pullback. Said it could maybe not pull back as deep. Just give us a clean pullback towards some lower support here. And so far, so good. Still pulling back up here, chat. But I want to see how we close. Most importantly, on the hour and the 4 hour, which will be in like 20, 25 minutes. All right, it's starting to look like it could come back down again. I mean, I don't doubt it, but it's starting to happen now. Whereas, you know, I'm not too sure whether it's going to happen now or if it could take a little bit of time first. But the way it's looking, I do still think we could be due for a further breakout soon. But let's see. I'm not ready to jump into anything new yet. I'd like a bit more closure. But I like how the 5's pulling back down. We got a bit of a top wick. That's what I'd want to be seeing. I'm going to mark up another setup or another entry here just to see how it's looking. Okay, so target would be... This is just not even correct. This is going to be my final target. Wait, hold on. Oh, these were different. All right, now we're good. Target. Okay, so that's where my target is at the moment. Current stop loss that I have marked up is right up there in here. It's a little bit wide for the risk, but let's see. What I'd probably end up doing is taking it to the lower time frames when I'm preparing for the entry. And I'd probably try and use a tighter stop loss. That being said, I'm not quite looking for an entry here, so it could pull back up and I could end up with a higher entry, which would mean more profit potential and a bit higher of a stop loss too, but could also be a bit tighter of a stop loss potentially. So not bad. All right. Okay. 15-minute closes in about 2 minutes here, chat. It's not the prettiest candle here, but I definitely want to see that closure. And, you know, it's just one step closer to me finding my next entry here. 5 close, current 5. Small top wick, starting to flip and come back down. So let's see. I would like to try and catch another. I'm not going to go crazy risk. Like, I'm not going to enter it at an unreasonable risk-reward ratio, over-risking, nothing like that. And I'm not going to chase it and force it, right? If I miss it, I miss it. It's at the point kind of where it's moving relatively quick, so it'll affect how I end up playing it, right? Depending on what happens. If it just kind of goes from here, there's not much I can do about that other than I'd be entering a smaller lot size trade because the risk is going to be higher due to a wider stop loss. You know what I mean? But let's see. I'm preparing. This is a bit wider of a stop loss. With where I have it right now, the risk is showing about 6%. I'm not hopping in that. Don't worry, chat. Would either go tighter, which, like I said, I'm not quite ready to do. I'd want to see the 15-minute at least close. Maybe see a bit of a pullback on the opening of the next. We'll see. We also have 4-hour and 1-hour closure coming in 15. So I am preparing for an entry right up in here. I'm not gonna rush that, right? That's not gonna serve me any good, right? It's just patience and just preparing for the right time. With where I drag this down to, we're still looking at a bit high for the risk. All right, there's 15-minute candle closure. I want to see if we can get that pullback once again. Not all the way up, not a significant pullback that would take too much time. At least just a wick. All right? Like, I'd like to see it come up a little bit, maybe even test up here, maybe even near the top of this previous candle. All right? Chat, drop a like on the stream if you're ready for an entry here. Yeah, let's see it pull back first. Would probably end up giving me a better entry if we wait for that. Drop a like, chat. Drop a like if you're ready for another trade here. I appreciate the support on the stream. All right. All right, 15 starting to flip. Still going to be a bit high risk-ish. Not really. It's not high risk, but it's not going to be the lowest risk. But I'm okay with that here in this challenge. Let's see. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's the cleanest full-on breakout yet. I mean, it broke out kind of up at that level. If I wait too long, I may just miss it. So I'm trying to be as patient as I can before hopping in here without waiting too long, or, you know, do my best to avoid hopping in too early. But you run that risk of getting caught up in a range if it does decide to pull back after the entry. So, you know, that's the thing. Perfection is impossible 100% of the time. It's just how it works. You do the best you can, and you try and protect yourself and mitigate risk however you can, right? So that's the deal. Patience usually does serve well, though. So waiting here, maybe I missed an opportunity, but I also can protect my account better, right? That being said, I at some point will end up hopping in, and if I'm early, then, you know, you could say I wasn't patient enough, but you never truly know. You do the best you can, and, you know, you prepare for if you're incorrect, if your timing's not perfect, right? So I can do that by having a well-placed stop loss, and, you know, like I said, trying to be patient as much as I can for the right time, all right? Because if it comes up and closes all the way up here, I mean, then it's just back in this range, and it doesn't serve me too well to have hopped in a trade down here, right? Sure, it's not like invalid. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go bad. The setup overall I still like, but that's not the best for this entry, right? I'm up in drawdown at that point. Not ideal. So, and I did close out of this trade, cutting a very small loss to avoid drawdown if it were to pull back up further, which so far it did a little bit. It's not currently. I'd love to see it just go down. I don't, I'm happy to have closed out of that, even if it goes down, especially. That was just to protect it a little bit more. But yeah. So we're getting that bit of a pullback here that I wanted. But we have to be sure, or as confident as possible, that it's going to actually flip and not just carry straight back on up. It could happen. I'm prepared for that opportunity, or for that possibility if I take this trade opportunity here. But I'm going to try and avoid that, hopefully. Keep in mind, chat, we're in some nice trades here. Risk-free, mind you, but still, in some nice trades, I don't want to take away from those. So I'll throw down more trades when I'm in profitable trades, but I try and be selective with when I do that. There's always a plan behind my decisions in the market, right? Doesn't mean things go perfectly, but there's always a plan behind it, right? I have reasoning for what I do. I don't let my emotions dictate that for me. And that takes time, and I'm not perfect, right? But, I definitely have improved over the years that I've been streaming, and even over the years since before that, especially over the years before that when I was first starting, right? I think experience for sure is the best teacher, right? The more you do it, the longer you do it for, the better you're going to get, the more understanding you're going to have, right? Starting to flip here, could be preparing to take this trade, this risk here. Risk right now, under 4%. It's not small, but it's not crazy. I'm not going to blow my account off this trade or set myself far back to the point where I'm getting too emotional. I want to try and take some leaps forward with this challenge a little bit more, and sometimes that means, recognizing when I have a good opportunity here, right? USD CAD's clean. I've been liking USD CAD a lot, been trading it well, and yeah, so I'm going to keep that in mind. Not to put any trade on like a pedestal. I try and keep everyone kind of the same. It's just another trade. It's more of the longer term results that stack that matter. But this is also a little challenge account, and I am trying to make some progress. So I am letting that kind of affect how I'm going to play it a little bit more. All right. Maybe I might widen it a little bit, and if I need to, I can pull it back a little bit. But I don't know. I could just keep it up in this area. I mean, either way, the risk reward is going to be pretty decent. Nothing crazy good, but definitely not bad. Like 1 to 5, 1 to 6. And if I go tighter, which I could maybe get away with, it is a bit riskier. But then again, I would also take a smaller loss. So it's at the same time potentially less risky to do that, right? So if I can be patient, if I can get a little bit more confident that it's ready, as opposed to kind of going up and down here, 1 second it looks like maybe it pulls back, the next maybe it doesn't. If I can get a better idea on that after a bit of a pullback here especially, then I would be happier with an entry. Started to break out really nice here for a minute, chat. But I'm not crazy surprised to see this, right? I closed out in my third trade here because of a possible pullback. So, if anything, I think it'll lead me to a nice entry opportunity. Closure in just under 10 minutes, chat, like 7 minutes from now. And so far, holding off the additional entry so far has paid off. All right, and it would give me a better opportunity. Now I can go higher stop loss if I want, and the risk will be lower most likely. That's assuming I catch it up higher. But even if I don't, even if it starts to come back down, then I still feel like I'll have better confirmation. So, yeah, doesn't hurt. But also keep in mind the higher time frames here, chat. Like, it's not too pretty right now, the way it's pulling back. So I would love a better closure. Doesn't mean the setup's not going to go good, but it would just, if it doesn't close good at all, it could affect how soon I'd want to throw down another trade, right? I'm prepared for it now, but if it's not ready, I'm not going to force it. That would be silly. Okay, it's pulling back a little bit. That's what I want to see. 4 hours not loading, but I have an idea how it's looking because it was loading before. I don't know why that happens. All right, just a few more minutes, chat. A few more minutes. 5's about to close. 30 seconds. It's very easy to get caught in ranges, chat, in the sideways movement. So I'm trying my best to avoid it and steer clear. And caught in it, I don't mean like these two trades. These are running in profit, so that's not getting caught in that. That's just the market moving. I mean more like this trade where, you know, it looks like it might be ready. And, you know, you enter a trade and then it just kind of ranges from there. I mean, I guess I'd rather see that than see it pull back and instantly lose, right? But still, like, it can be tricky to get caught in that. So trying to avoid it. It's pulling back kind of up into that, testing it a little bit. So, you know, it doesn't mean I'm still going to get caught up in that again, but I do think we're nearing the end of that. But who knows? Really, chat, I'm trying to be patient and see for myself and then judge it. That's really the thing that I can do best, is wait and see, right? You don't want to wait too long because then you miss it, but got to wait for some clarity. I'm not trying to just guess because that doesn't do me anything. We got just about 4 minutes till closure. Let's see. I'd love to see this pull back like a little bit. Give me a nice closure coming back down a bit further. Five's looking solid. Five starting to flip here. It's holding up. 15's coming down. I'm still waiting for that closure, though. We got just about 2-3 minutes, so I'm not going to rush that. It's a good time to chat, practice patience, all right? Wait for it. There's no rush. Got a plane here. I have no idea what to do with this. It doesn't really fit anywhere. Put it there for now. Okay, 15 is looking good. 2 minutes till closure. Let's get a solid closure like this, and we got a trade coming, chat. Just flipping through it a little bit more, chat. We're going to get that closure. 30 seconds. Looking good here. Trying to be patient for the closure, all right? It does look like it's coming down and flipping right now. I still want to wait for some sort of top wick on the next 4-hour candle, which is about to open. So, to get that, we're going to need to see some sort of pullback a little bit further. Ideally, just a little wick. Not little, but just a nice clean wick that happens ideally quicker than, later, but I'll wait for it as long as it takes. And then I can look for the entry, all right? Closure is going to happen right here. I'm happy with how that looks, chat. So that's that. 30 ended up closing. It's not the prettiest. Same with the hour, but it definitely could have looked a lot worse than that. So now I'm looking to see ideally a top wick, and then maybe we'll try and catch a bit of a wick fill here and see this come down to some profit. Okay, so it's okay. Looked like it was going to pull back there for a sec. It may not, chat. It may not. Like, we got a bit of a wick there. It could just come down. I would normally expect it, so I'm trying to be a bit patient, but we got an opportunity here. I don't want to completely miss it. Oops. Not bad. Yeah, I'm going to hop in. I'm going to try and catch the wick fill. We'll see how it goes, chat. All right? Okay. Going back out to the hour time frame here for a sec. Just, I got to zoom out and fit this all in here, all right? All right, I would say that's looking pretty good. It's starting off coming down in profit further, which is obviously what I want to see on an entry like this. Let's see. Now, this one could pull back up a little bit, Chad. It's possible because there is still support up in this area. So if I want to catch an entry below the support, it's going to be in a while. With this one, I am trying to catch a bit of this move here. We do see this initial breakout. Pulls back, and I'm trying to catch this wick fill after we see a lower time frame kind of pull back and rejection. You know what I mean? That's the concept behind this entry over here. We'll see how it ends up playing out. The risk isn't too crazy. I'm also not opposed to just cutting out if I don't like it, and if it looks like it might not be the right timing for it. But I'm ready to hop in a third one here. So let's see how it goes, all right? I do feel more confident in this move coming down here than I did over here before it was kind of, you know, testing back up at this resistance and showing that kind of initial move coming down. All right, so chat, plan is going to be for me to just hold these for now. I'll keep you updated on, obviously, all three of these, on with this current one, how I play it, how it's looking, how I feel about it. But it's time to be patient a little bit, chat. So I'll be back with some updates shortly. Let's just let this run for now, all right?